Welcome to a new episode from Perfect English Podcast. Today we're going to talk about phrasal verbs, and to be specific, we will focus on the phrasal verbs we use with the verb to come. We will start with come, expressing an idea of movement or change of state. The first phrasal verb is come along, which means arrive at a place. For example, we say, not many people bought tickets for the concert in advance, but quite a few came along and bought tickets at the door. Quite a few came along. That means they arrived at that place. And now for the next one, come apart. And come apart means separate into pieces. For example, the antique picture frame just came apart in my hands. It came apart in my hands. It separated into pieces. And now for the next one, come around or come round. And that means to become conscious again. For example, a nurse was with me when I came round after the operation. I came round after the operation. It means I became conscious again. And now we have the next phrasal verb, come out, which comes in different meanings. The first one, it can mean to disappear or become less strong. And we can use that for dirt or color on clothing or material. For example, we say, let your shirt soak overnight and the stain will probably come out. It will disappear or become less strong. And come out comes also in the meaning of become public knowledge after it has been kept secret. And we usually use that when we talk about the truth. For example, if this story comes out about the Prime Minister, he'll have to resign. If this story comes out, if it becomes public knowledge, after it has been kept secret. And the next meaning of come out is to be given to people, such as for results or information. For example, we can say, when do your exam results come out? And that is when we talk about exam results here, coming out, we mean given to people. And the next meaning of come out is to leave after a period in a place, such as a hospital or prison. For example, Jane's coming out of hospital at the weekend. She's much better now. She's coming out. She's leaving after a period she stayed in that place, which is a hospital. And now we will move to come, expressing an idea of happen. Let's start with this first example. I was planning to arrange a surprise holiday for her birthday, but I'm not sure it's going to come off. Come off here means to happen successfully or as planned. Let's take a look at another example. I've had to organize the school fair again this year. I'm not sure how that came about. Came about here means happened, especially something which is not planned. And now let's take a look at this small conversation. Will you tell your boss about your plans to stand for the local council? Only if the subject comes up in conversation. I nearly told him at work this morning, but then something came up and we had to deal with it straight away. Mind you, I don't know if a place on the council is going to come up for a while yet, so perhaps I'll wait. So here we used come up in 3 different places with 3 different meanings. The first one, when we said if the subject comes up in conversation, comes up here means is mentioned or discussed. The second place we said, but then something came up and we had to deal with it straight away. And here, came up means happened unexpectedly, usually a problem or difficult situation. And the last instance of come up, when we said, I don't know if a place on the council is going to come up for a while yet. And here, come up means become available. And now we will read a small passage with other meanings of come. I am doing a research project for my degree on the psychology of aging, but I've come up against a few problems. I came across someone who's done an almost identical study, so I've got to come to a decision. Do I want to continue with it or not? I guess in the end, my decision will come down to what my professor recommends. Now here we use the first instance of come as a phrasal verb when we said, but I've come up against a few problems. And to come up against a few problems means to encounter or had to deal with usually a difficult situation. Come up against. The second instance is I came across someone who's done an almost identical study. And came across here means discovered or met by chance. The third instance is when we said, I've got to come to a decision. And here, come to means make a decision about something. And the last instance is when we said, I guess in the end, my decision will come down to what my professor recommends. And come down to means depend mostly on or be influenced most by. And that is all about phrasal verbs based on the verb to come for today. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.